Good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? Good evening. Sorry, we are starting about 10 minutes late. I had a last minute hitch, but I was able to solve it. So we're in now. So, good evening, everyone. Good evening, guys. Good evening. If you're able to join us, let's know your name and where you're joining us from. Let's take it up from there. All right. I'm very excited about tonight because there's a lot I'm hoping that'll be happening from what we'll be doing tonight, and there's a lot of effects I'm trusting God that this will have on many of us, all of us here, all of us that'll be joining this evening. So please, once you join, let's get your name and let's know where you're joining us from. All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, guys. Good evening. It's going to be a wonderful evening. It's going to be a wonderful discussion tonight. Very, very much confident about that. So please, once you join, invite your friends and family, everyone you know that should be here on this training or on this webinar, anyone you choose to call it. Please invite them. Let them know that we've started. It's going to be life changing. All right. So get everyone that should be here to join in tonight. Okay. If you know any young person that you really love and you want to see them excel in life, please get them to join this webinar tonight. All right. I'm very much hopeful. Like, I'm very, very hopeful that tonight is going to be, you guys will learn a lot, by God's grace, and it's going to be awesome. All right. So good evening. I see every one of you. Samson Abua from Ikotun, Lagos. Gamaliel, good evening to you. Isaac Tawia Ameuda, good evening to you. Ndukwe Samuel, good evening to you. Emmanuel Trades, I guess this guy is a trader. Good evening to you. Okay, okay, okay. Yes. So the sound is back now. Can you hear me? Please confirm that you guys can hear me. Let's get on. Let's start. Let's start. Let's start. Confirm that you guys can hear me so that we can get started. Okay. Confirm that you can hear me so we can get started. Okay. I think the sound is back now. The sound is back now. All right. Please confirm that the sound is back. Okay. Yes, it's back. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Let's just say a short word of prayer before we get started. Father, we thank you for this moment. We give this moment to you. We ask the Lord that you have your way. We ask you, Lord, to be in our midst, even as we discuss matters of destiny. We ask that you help us. Spirit of the living God, breathe upon this moment. Let it be life changing for everyone here tonight. Let tonight mark a new beginning, a new season for someone. In Jesus' name. Amen. All right, so let's get going, guys. Let's get going. All right. So we're discussing matters of destiny. Now, I've lived 3 decades. That doesn't sound like a lot, but the experience inside those 3 decades has been life changing for me. In my 30s, I just stepped into my 30s this year, and I've never been. In fact, when I was approaching 30, I've never been so. I would use the word scared, and at the same time, very, very particular about stepping into this age because looking back at my life, how a lot of good things has happened, and a lot of things that are yet to happen that I'm trusting and believing God for. I'm very, very particular about this year because there's a lot I would have hoped that would have been happening by now that are still not happening, owing to some mistakes, owing to some just being stubborn, owing to some of the things I learned late and all of that. But however, despite all of that, there's many things that happened that in my life has been very, very wonderful. A lot, I tell you, has been very, very wonderful. And because of that, level of wisdom and clarity I've been able to gain with life, I decided to start, putting out this wisdom out there to help as many people as possible also to not make the kind of mistakes that I made, to avoid the kind of mistakes that I avoided, and also to take the right steps that I was able to take. That's been very helpful to me. So this is me just giving back. This is me just trying to bring this level of clarity to every one of you. Okay, so let's talk about why um the issues of destiny is very important, because this is a topic that not many people talk about, especially young people, especially in the age where we live in right now. It's very, very, it's almost, when you say things like destiny, when you say things like purpose, it looks like you're living in the 80s. But the truth is that these are things that you can't downplay the importance of it, and how much influence this kind of things has in your life. All right. That I can tell you for sure, because a lot of people, unknown to them, are playing or living by a script. Unfortunately speaking, a lot of people are living by a script that they don't know about, and they're just living life. In fact, life is living them. They're not really living life. A lot of people are, life is just living them. They just move wherever, as we say here in Nigeria, anywhere believe face. They just move on. You get, but I mean, that shouldn't be so. That shouldn't be so in reality. Okay, so now the aim of tonight's webinar is to point out 10 mistakes that you are most liable to make by default, because of how the society has currently become, because of the emphasis of the society. These are mistakes that you are prone to make. These are mistakes that the society has designed you to make those mistakes by default, if you are not very much aware of what is happening behind the scenes. Like I said, a lot of people are living by people's script, because if you read scriptures, you find out that scriptures mentions a certain kind of people who design wickedness, certain kind of people who decide the kind of things that people believe and live by in the society, and all of that. And these are These are individuals whose scripts that most people are living by. They are the ones who decide the kind of music you listen to, the kind of people who rise and fall in the society, the kind of things you see as success, the kind of things you see as prosperity, the kind of things you see as, fulfillment of life. All right, but unfortunately speaking, a lot of people don't even have are yet to even understand what is the real definition of success. Because if, for instance, now I'm teaching now, please pay attention to what I'm saying. Okay, pay attention to what I'm saying. Now, a lot of people are still yet to even fully explain or understand what it means to be a success. Because everybody now, if I ask you what does it mean to be a success, probably your best explanation of success is that you have come to the point where you now have, you have money, drive a good car, people respect you, you're, well respected in the society, you're a high player in the society, that kind of thing. Unfortunately speaking, we can't really take all those things alone in the context of what it means to us as Africans or as Nigerians or even human beings, to assume that that is the real definition of what a success is. Why? Because if, for instance, let's say I create a phone, and the aim of me creating this phone is for this phone to be able to make and receive calls. If that is the reason I'm creating this phone, after creating this phone, and when I bring this phone out, this phone can take good pictures, it can take good, you can use it for good videos, you can use it for sharp editing, you can use it to browse the internet, you can use it to, do all manner of amazing things, but take calls. If the reason I produce this phone is to take calls, but it's not taking calls, however, it's doing good videos, it's taking good pictures, it's browsing the internet fine, can I really say that this product is a success? Because these are the kind of questions we need to start asking ourselves. Because in the context of what success really means, nobody can actually tell who is a success until you've properly lived life and you are now at the other side of life. Because the person who, if you believe, like when I started this with school of wisdom mentorship with you guys, I mentioned that if you believe that there is a creator, that means you believe that there is a purpose of every creation. So if you're here and you thoroughly believe that somebody up there woke up, one morning, or I don't know, at a certain time in history, decided to create you and put you inside this world, that means that that person that created you has a purpose for creating you. And that means that the only person who can tell us if at the end of the day, if you are actually a success in life, is that creator. So we can't really, on the context of living on this side of the divide, we can't really tell who a success is until after you have lived your life and you are now passed on to the other side of life. Because at the end of the day, everybody's, see, there's this saying that says that the voice of the people is the voice of God. But however, sometimes the voice of people can be the voice of foolishness, because the things we term and assume as success or represent success to a lot of people are the same things which are the reason why they feel and keep feeling like failures. Because some of you right now, trust me when I say that you are doing excellently well as regards success, as regards the real context of the word success, you're doing excellently well. But because other people's opinions and definitions of success does not suit like what your life is actually showing at the time, it feels like you're not doing very well. So success is deeper than just being a rich person. Success is deeper than having cars. Success is deeper than having driving a good car. Now, I'm not in any way downplaying any of those things. I have money, I have cars, you understand? So I'm not in any way downplaying the importance of those things. What I'm saying is that we should always remind ourselves the real definition of who a success is. Somebody saying in the comment section, our definition of success is not generic. Fantastic way to put it. So you can't say because I have cars and I have I have money. You can't just say that that's the reason why I'm success. That's not. Because I can tell you, if I'll be sincere with you, I'll tell you that many of the things that I know that I should be doing, and at the level I should be doing it right now, I am not. Because if you have everybody's template of success is not the same. If you understand this, this would help you a lot to understand the concept of times and seasons. Because somebody can be doing something in their morning season and having success, and you are doing the same thing, but you're doing it in your ninth season. And because you're not seeing the progress of it, it feels like you are not making progress. However, you are in the right place and at the right time. So our concept and our orientation of success needs to begin to be redefined, readjusted to meet the correct and original standard of what a success and who a success is. So success is not that you have good cars. Success is not that you have money. Success is not that people you're respected in society. You can be well respected and very, very foolish. For example, I can tell you categorically and with all confidence, many of your celebrities in Nigeria are very, very foolish. 95% of what you call celebrities in Nigeria are very, very foolish. Very foolish. Only thing they have is popularity. I promise you. Only thing they are just popular. When it comes to wisdom, they have zero wisdom. They don't understand how wisdom works. They know nothing about wisdom. So the fact that somebody has fame, has a lot of money, people respect them, is in no way a validation of the fact that they are attaining any form of success. So that being explained, what I'm going to be teaching you today, I'm not going to be teaching you the mistakes to make to so that mistakes that you will make that will make you not to be rich. That's not what I'm teaching. Somebody said blue tick doesn't count for wisdom. I think that's a very excellent way to put it. So somebody has a blue tick or has 2 million, 10 million, 20 million, or even 100 million followers on Instagram, on TikTok, or on X. That does not mean that they are wise. Somebody can be that foolish. And if you look at that, it's very scary because a foolish person that has 20 million followers, it means that 20 million people are actually following this person who is foolish. So if 20 million people are the followers of the foolish people, you should be scared of the society. But that's on a lighter note though, but that's the reality. Okay, because sometimes when you see how these so-called celebrities act and what kind of things they say, somebody comes and makes audacious statements about what they do with their body, and you see their foolish fans also idolizing all of that, and you're just wondering, I mean, is that all? I mean, is that really all to life? You get so it's a bit scary right now, but that's the reality of the society we found ourselves. All right. So, however, let's go into our teaching. All right. So, what we're going to be discussing today are 10 mistakes that the society has designed you to make. I promise you, the society has designed you to make these mistakes. And if only you can rebel against that decision that they've made for you and make the right steps, there is nothing that stops you from becoming a success. So, in the definition of what a success is, that is what is destiny. So when I say that somebody is fulfilling destiny, means that this person is doing the right thing at the right time that he or she was created to do at the time he or she was created to do it. So that's what I mean by this would have been 10 mistakes of you must avoid if you want to have success. But I use destiny intentionally because I want to bring back our mind to what a success really is. Success is somebody who is actually fulfilling destiny. That's simple. It's not somebody who has money. Somebody can be and I say this not to I'm what the statements I want to make now. I don't want to make it in any way to make you feel comfortable with mediocrity, but that's the reality. Somebody can actually be at the bottom of life. And when I mean at the bottom of life, when it comes to, if you look for money, you're not saying. If you look for cars, you're not saying. If you look for good clothes, you're not saying. However, this person is actually fulfilling destiny. He's making more impact than many people who have good clothes, good cars, good houses. That said, let's move into the teaching. So let's start from number one. Now, the reason why I really need you guys to pay attention to these mistakes is because I'll try to take out time. I'll try to take out time to explain each of these mistakes one after the other, and I'll try to make this in as fast as possible so we don't have to do part one and part two. However, I promise you I will not rush it. Okay, if this at the end of the day requires a part two, I will do part two. Okay, but if it doesn't, I hope to finish all the 10 of them this night. But even if I don't, we might decide to finish it maybe next week or maybe next 2 weeks. All right. So that's it. Let's start from the mistake number one. Now, this is the worst of the bunch. Now, this is the worst mistake that you can make as a human being, not even as a young person now, as a human being. I've discussed this extensively with you guys in the last webinar that we had on the School of Wisdom, but I want to also reiterate that as one of the first mistakes and the worst of the bunch you might ever make in your entire life, and that is living a life without purpose. That's mistake number one. Now, when it comes to the issue of purpose, it affects every area of your life. And I say this with deep sense of meaning with what I'm saying. Living a life without purpose affects every area of the life. When you see somebody who is constantly depressed, constantly looking at other people's comment section, looking at their likes, looking at their followers, comparing himself with people that he's seeing on Instagram, on X, what people are saying, the kind of cars they are driving, and this person, you are that kind of person, is constantly comparing yourself with people at that level. Trust me, you are yet to discover purpose. One of the things that purpose does for you is that it gives you satisfaction of living. God. See, this thing I'm telling you, I wish there was a way I could just open my heart and show it the way it is. There's something called the satisfaction of living. And I can tell you, many people on earth don't have it. Many people don't have the satisfaction, what it means to be satisfied with life. Because all they do in life is try to live other people's life. All they are trying to do is to be copycats of themselves. They are copying people's purpose. They are copying people's assignments. They are trying to live other people's assignments. They are trying to fulfill other people's assignments. When you fully understand and grasp the very tenets of purpose, it puts you in a position where nothing literally moves you. In the sense that you know you are in your own place. There is no, see, when you understand purpose, you don't have any competition in life, I promise you. There is nobody in this life that is your competition. Your greatest competition becomes you against your purpose. Just like I told you now, many people can look at me today and they're like, man, this guy is doing well. And in the context of life, in the context of humanity, it makes a lot of sense to say that, because I can't say I'm doing well. You understand? But in the context of me, with full understanding of my purpose, trust me when I say I'm living far below standard in terms of the level of what I should be doing, the kind of things I should be doing at this season of my life. I know I'm underperforming. That I'm sure of. Nobody needs to tell me. You understand? Because I know what my purpose is. I totally understand it, flawlessly so. But I'm not living it to the full extent. You get what I'm saying? So somebody who is yet to understand purpose is naturally careless, because you believe anything, you follow anybody, you listen to anybody, you follow every advice. When you see somebody is constantly telling you, my people said, this is what my mother said, this is what my father told me, this is what when somebody's practical living is an express representation of other people's opinion, you will know that this person has not discovered purpose. When everything you're doing currently in your life now are people's opinion, people said, this person advised you, this is what this person said, this is what they said you should do. When that is the kind of life you're currently living, trust me, you've not discovered purpose. The day you discover purpose, you'll find out that fulfillment of that purpose, you only need two people. You need yourself and you need God. Only. Every other person that decides to come along and help you, that God sends your way, are only helpers. They are not makers. When you understand purpose, you understand that only two people can make you or destroy you. Only you by yourself, or God himself. In which case, God in this sense now cannot be your maker and your destroyer at the same time. So at the end of the day, it is only you that has the power to destroy that life that you're living right now. Is what I'm saying making sense? So you need to understand the place of purpose. If you are in your teen years, you are 12, 13, 14, 15. See, before you hit 18, one of the things you must do as a matter of sense, as urgent as it sounds, is to make sure you discover purpose. You need to know the reason why you are here. I'm telling you, it makes life easy. It makes life smooth. It makes life fast. You Many things that other people are struggling, you just move. You just breeze through like like it's nothing. You understand? I usually say this that God makes provision where there is vision. The pro inside vision means when I say somebody is pro, if I'm pro, maybe let's say if I'm pro, what will I say? If I'm pro football, means I support football. All right. When I say I am pro Nigerian, I support Nigeria. If I'm pro Brexit, I support Brexit. So when somebody says provision means for vision, when you understand vision, everything you need to make that vision work navigates to you naturally. In that sense, there is nothing like achievement of success. We actually, in reality, attract success. All right, so are we back? Ah, hmm, hmm. This is a sign that we are hitting the right spot. Okay, I'm glad we're saying the right things. Okay, so my PC just tripped off like that. So no, nothing. The battery is not low. Nothing whatsoever. I mean, I mean, whatever the issue is, you're hearing the right things. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so let's go. All right, let's go. Not perturbed. We move. All right. So please, anybody that you know that left, bring them back. Okay, bring them back. All right, let's go. So, like I was saying, so the issue of purpose is something that affects every area of life. Every area of life. It affects the way you see life. It affects the level of satisfaction you have of life. It affects your mentality, how you see life, the things you say, the kind of things you believe. These are all these all stem from your purpose. These all stem from your sense of purpose. You understand? So that's one of the first mistakes that you must not make: living a life without purpose. You must discover purpose. You must, as a matter of must. If you're a young person, when I mean young person now, I don't mean young in terms of age now. I mean young in mind. If you're a young person who still has aspirations about life, if you're a young person who still has beliefs about life, you believe that this is what should be happening to you, you believe that there is more to life. Somebody who is young in the context of a young person is somebody who believes that there is more to life. You can only be counted as old when you've gotten to the point where you believe that there's nothing more, you've seen the end of life. Then we can say that you're an old person. But if not, you are still a young person. If you have aspirations for more, whether you're in your 50s or your 60s or even your 80s, we can still say you're a young person, provided there's aspirations for more, there's aspirations to do more, to be more. Then you're a young person. All right. So if you're a young person, trust me, and you're yet to discover purpose, that's the one of the worst mistake you can't be making at this point, at this instance of life. If you're a young person and you are that kind of person, you are yet to discover purpose, that is the mistake that you must not be making at this season or at this time of your life. So you must discover purpose. All right. So if that makes sense, type purpose on the comment section. If you're following, type purpose on the comment section. Type purpose on the comment section so we can move to number 2. Type purpose on the comment section so that we can move to number 2. Number 2, mistake of destiny that you must avoid. Number 2, mistake of destiny that you must avoid. Come on, guys. Come on, type purpose, type purpose, type purpose, type purpose on the comment section. Type purpose on the comment section. Let me be sure that you guys are following. Fantastic. All right, I see people typing purpose. All right, makes sense. All right, so let's go, guys. Let's go. So number 2. Now, here is number 2 mistake that you must not make. Now, if I mention the second one, it will come off as a sort of shock to many people. But I promise you, this is one mistake that people keep making repeatedly. And by the time they get to the end of their lives, they find out they've actually wasted it. Okay. Now, this number 2 mistake is focusing too much on your weaknesses. Now, I know you must have heard people say is fight your weaknesses, conquer your weaknesses. And even in Africa, we have that mentality. When somebody goes to school, maybe you see that your child is doing well in biology, in mathematics, in English, and then he's not doing well in, let's say, economics. And then before you know it, start looking for a lesson teacher to start teaching them economics. And one thing that focusing on weakness does is that it makes you to begin to overlook your real strength. Because in life, let me tell you the truth, nobody really cares about your weaknesses when your true strengths are in play and impacting them. That is why now that this thing now this thing I'm teaching is a very sensitive topic to talk about, but I dare to talk about it because I need you to know it. Okay, let me tell you why there are a lot of fake people, a lot of fake fake spiritual people, fake pastors and stuff like that. This is the simple reason, because once people see your strengths, they care less about your weaknesses. Now, like I said, this is a two-edged sword. There's a way I want to treat this topic so I don't end up, passing the wrong message. Because at the end of the day, you actually need to work on your weaknesses. In reality, you need to work on your weaknesses. However, it is your strengths that people that can make impact in the life of people. So when we see, because then back then I used to wonder, why do people follow fake people? Because there's some people that you see, maybe you're scrolling maybe on DSTV or on GoTV, you just see somebody doing some fake things, deceiving people literally on in a church, calling himself a pastor, doing weird things, fetish things. You tell people to go and eat grass, go and drink blood, go and all those kind of things. And even you that is not a Christian, even you that is not spiritual at all, you will know that this guy is fake. But why are people following him? Very simple. They are following him because of whatever strength the person has. The strength can be in the fact that this person has diabolic powers that he's using to do some form of miracles or to bamboozle people. It can even be fake. Most times it is. Okay. But the people don't care. They don't care the fact that he's behaving weird. They don't care. Again, they've come to overlook every other sign, every other red flag, if I use that word, red flag, because I know a lot of people understand what it means to be a red flag, maybe in a relationship. When somebody is your significant partner is doing something, you know that this is a red flag, right? But however, because of this person's strength, you've come to overlook it and just assume all will be well. You understand? So, as much as possible, focus more on your strengths than you do on your weaknesses. Now, fight your weaknesses and cut them off as fast as you possibly can. But don't waste all your life, don't waste all your energy just trying to fight a particular weakness. Now, I need to be very sensitive about this topic, because even the next point I want to make will look as if I'm countering this point, but I pray in my heart that you have perfect understanding of what I'm trying to say. What impacts people, what God uses to change people through your life, most of the time is your strength. Let's say, for instance, God gives you a talent. It can be football, it can be dancing, it can be singing, for instance. Let's take singing, for instance. And you take all the time, you spend all the time, instead of sharpening that gift of singing, instead of sharpening that gift, that talent that God has given you, has given to you, you spend all your time, all your energy trying to fight all the things that are weakness. Maybe your weakness in this sense now can be, maybe you don't know how to play the keyboard, or maybe you've been trying so hard to learn keyboard to add it to your singing talent. You waste, instead of sharpening the gift that is already natural. This one is God-given. You're spending all the time trying to learn how to play guitar, trying to learn how to play keyboard, trying to learn how to play violin. Why? The energy you would have invested in putting in the one that is already in you by default. Why I say this is because I've seen people, a lot of people, who have a lot of giftings, but they end up just the ones that are almost not necessary for the fulfillment of destiny. That is the one they are spending the time trying to sharpen, trying to make it better. And this cuts across culture. Like I mentioned, this is culture, because like I gave you guys the analogy, when a child is not performing well in school, most of the time what parents do is that they're trying to look for the subjects that the students is not performing well, and they try to start teaching them, look for lesson teachers and all of that. But that's not the best approach when it comes to things like that, because at the end of the day, it is the strength of people that makes impact in the life of other people. So when you discover that something is your strength, that should be your main focus. Focus on the things that God has given you naturally. Don't how will I say this to make sure that you understand this and I'm saying now? I heard of an experiment. This was an experiment that was done, like a real experiment. So a professor came to class one day and he gave his students, hundreds of students, he gave them a test. Now the test was a blank paper with a black dot on the paper, on top of the paper. Just a blank, A4 paper, blank, then just a black dot in the middle. And he told the students, write about what you see in front of you. You won't believe 99% of the students spent all their time, all their energy explaining the black dot, the size of the dot, how black it is, the thickness of the dot. None took out time to actually describe the white paper. Is that all you can see? So anytime all your focus is on the black dots in your life, you are looking for the things you are not doing well. You always spending so much energy, so much time, so much energy, so much time working on the things that you feel like you cannot do. You begin to lose focus on the things that you can actually do. And what that does is that it eats your time. And one thing I've come to learn personally in my life is that every time I waste time trying to fix what sometimes should even be left to fix themselves, I start going backwards. But every time I look at the things that God has already, given me to do, look at the things that I'm already naturally given, and decide to focus on those things, I excel. I move faster. You know what I'm trying to say? So wasting all your time trying to focus on the things that are not working in your life, the things that are not going well. That's all you're putting your energy on every single day. Some of you're already doing well in business. You're already doing excellently well in business. You know what to do. You're excelling. You are doing very well. But just because you are not in a relationship, if you are you are draining all your energy focusing on trying to do relationship things, enter a relationship, come out from a relationship, enter again, and the things that you are gifted at, the things that you already excel in, you are not focusing on them, you're not building on them. So, like I said, I'll give you the third point I'll be explaining, the third mistake I'll be explaining here will kind of balance this thing out. Okay, that's why I'm saying this like this, because I want you to, by the time I mention the third mistakes, it will make sense and you know how to balance it. Okay, so while focusing on your strengths, of course, you are not totally, ignoring your weaknesses, because even scripture says that it's a little foxes that spoil the vine. Okay, it can be little habits they can eat in and finally destroy even your strengths, finally destroy it. That is possible. But however, don't make the mistake of putting all your energy into your weaknesses. Always sharpen your strengths. Always sharpen your strengths. Look for the things that are strengths in your life. Sharpen them. Sharpen them. Sharpen them. Sharpen them. While, of course, you're also working on your weaknesses, no doubt. All right. So go ahead. If this second point now, if it makes sense, type weakness. Type weakness on the chat. Type weakness on the comment section. Weakness. Type weakness on the comment section. Type weakness on the comment section so that we can move to number 3 ASAP. All right. Type weakness on the comment section. I mean, I think it's becoming clear that we might need to end at number 5 and then continue this next week, hopefully. All right, so I don't think I'll be able to take the 10 of them, so I might just stop at number 5 and then we'll do a part 2 next week or in 2 weeks time. All right, so let's go. Number 3 mistake of destiny that you must not make is playing with addictions. Now, this is one of the strongest, and I purposely placed it after this one so I'll be able to balance it, because I know now I've said that you should focus on your strength. What might be passing through many of you, passing through your mind right now, might be just to totally avoid every other thing that looks like a bad habit or looks like a terrible character defect, and just focus on what your strengths are. Now, one of the worst mistakes that you can make in life is to play with addictions, or aka ignoring addictions. Now, I've seen addictions literally destroy people. I'm telling you the truth. I've seen addictions like seriously destroy people. And I say this with a very heavy heart because of where I'm coming. When I started, this school of wisdom, at the very first day we started, I shared a very personal story in about me and how my teenage years, were. And I was very vulnerable in that particular. If you haven't watched it, I would advise that you really go watch it. I explained how, growing up, many of the things that plague youth today, I was plagued with them: the drinking, the smoking, and the whole 9 yards. Okay, everything that when it comes to somebody playing trancy. At the point I was expelled from school. I don't know that I've shared this story with you guys, but I mean, I was expelled from secondary school. In fact, in my set, I was the only person that was expelled in my entire set. In my entire set, I was the only person that was expelled. So that will tell you the level out which I was playing foolishness. You understand? So when it comes to having bad habits and understanding how bad habit works, I'm your go-to person because I understand this very well. Okay. And now the reason why it's sad and heavy to me is because I know some other of my friends. I know some other people who at the time when I was at the highest display of my foolishness were doing the same. But we are not, I would say, lucky. I would say blessed. If I don't know what the word to use now, but we are not able to have the privilege of having the change of mind and the clarity that came with having, received the person of Jesus Christ into my heart. Until today, this I gave my life to Christ at I received the life of Jesus at 18, and this is me at my 30. This is 12 years, and I know people who have not been able to still find their footing, their placings after 12 years, and I know what their life is right now. Sometimes I look back and it's sad. It saddens my heart, but at the same time, there's almost nothing I can do about it aside what I'm doing now to help as many people also to come out of that kind of life. Let me make this sentence and make sure you never forget it in your entire life. There is no benefit whatsoever in addictions. No benefit whatsoever in addictions, whether be it smoking, whether be it drinking, whether be it, what's this, all the things related to smoking, whether it's loud, cocaine, marijuana. There is, trust me, there is zero benefit whatsoever to any of those things. See, let me tell you what addiction does. By default, a man's life is supposed to be lived based on reason and purpose, based on mind, emotion, and will. First thing, let me tell you how addiction works. Let me explain addiction to you. Coming from somebody who has been addicted at some point in my life, let me tell you how addictions work. Addiction works with your mind, your emotion, and your will. Addiction, first of all, starts with your emotions. That's the first thing that happens with addiction. Let me take drinking for an example now. Let's say the first time you took your first drink, you go out there, maybe your friends are taking, and you test. Now, at that point, there's no emotional connection. If after taking that first drink and you decide to just go ahead, move on with life, I mean, nothing, you'll be fine. Nothing will happen to you. But then what happens is that you take it the second time. There's a way it makes you feel. It has started messing with your emotions now. It makes you feel good. You see the way you relate. Some of people, even maybe by the time you took the drink, maybe there was a girl you've been looking forward to talking to. The drink gave you the boldness to go and talk to her. You feel good. There's a feeling that comes with it. At the point, Heineken used to be my best. This was me at 17, 18. I loved Heineken. Okay. Cold one. You understand? I loved it so much. So, you look at it and you take it and it comes with its level of boldness. It comes with its level of, you just feel happy taking it. Now, it's still at the level of emotions. It has not started working in your mind. Now, you do that 5th time, 6th time, 7th time, 8th time, 10th time, 20th, 30th time. It now begins to progress to your mind. Now, it comes to a point, it moves from giving you the feeling, it has now become a mindset. It's beginning to set your mind. You are beginning to believe that this is how life should be. There is nothing hard, there's nothing bad about every evening after work, you just go and take one bottle. It has now moved from emotion, because before, when you were taking it, when you take it, you just take it so that you feel good. That relief you feel chill. By the time you take your bait, you feel, your body will just cool. You understand? It's still at emotion at that point. When it's now becoming a mindset, it's no longer about how you're feeling. In fact, at a point, you are no longer even feeling those things. It's not about the feeling now. It's now becoming a culture. When you go to drink, you are going to drink because now you are a man. You are going to drink because you just believe that na so man supposed be. You understand? You are not going out to drink because you believe that this is how life should actually be. After work in the evening, a good make man go cool in head, make man go cool in head. It's no longer about the emotions, how you're feeling. You just drink because you feel like you should drink. At that point now, it's now a mindset. Now, the addiction continues at that point. Now, from there, it progresses to a point now when it becomes your will. At that point now, that's the apex of addictions, where it now moves from just being a feeling. You take it, you feel good. Now it moves to your mind, where you take it because you need to take it, or you have to take it. Okay, because you have to take it. You feel like this is how life should be. There's nothing wrong about it. Now, moving to the point where it begins to control your will. You are now taking it when it becomes an issue of addictions affecting your will. You are taking it because your body now needs it. It's no longer a matter of what you want or what you don't want. Because some people I know people that go to drink or go to smoke because they can't sleep if they don't do it. They feel like something is missing in their life. At that point now, it has become a part of your life. And let me bring this thing now from a science point. Now, I'm not saying this now. I'm not teaching what I'm teaching now because I'm a Christian. Even if I was not a Christian, with what I know now about addictions, nothing will make me to try drinking or smoking or any of those things. Let me now approach it from a science perspective. Now, being a physical therapist, some of you know I'm a medical personnel. Okay, so let me teach you how addictions works medically. Now, there is a hormone in your body that is a feel-good hormone. Okay, it's an anticipatory feel-good hormone. It's called dopamine. Now, what dopamine does is your brain releases it every time your body wants to have an experience that it has initially enjoyed. Let's say, for instance, now, you took cocaine for the first time and you actually enjoyed it, and you took it again, you enjoyed it, took it again, you enjoyed it. Every time at the sight of cocaine, your body releases dopamine, telling you that we loved this thing the last time. Oh, bring it. Don't bring it. Go and take it now. Now, that's the work of dopamine. Dopamine is a feel-good hormone. It makes you feel good about something you've experienced before. For instance, now my body can release dopamine at the sight of cocaine because I don't have any memory of what the experience is like. Same thing with sex. Let's say you're somebody who is addicted to sex. Anytime you see a lady or a nudity, any form of nudity, your body releases dopamine. It tells you that we enjoyed this kind of thing the last time. Oh, bring it again. That's the work of dopamine. All right. So just anytime any part of addiction is calling you, just remember all this. And I'm telling you, your body is telling you, bring it. We like it. Bring it again. All right. So at a point, your body will just be releasing dopamine, but it gets to a point where it begins to have structural changes on your brain. It gets to a point where your brain begins to now adjust. See, the same way you wake up and where you want to pee, you don't go to the bathroom and open your mouth. You know that if you go to the bathroom, you unbutton your clothes and then you pee. Or maybe when by default, if maybe I want to slap you, by default, by reason of reflex, your eyes will blink immediately. It's default. Your brain is is structured to do that. For instance, now sometimes let's say you are maybe you are using an electric stove and your hand, or maybe you're using a pressing iron, okay, and your hand mistakenly touch this thing. Even before your brain processes that this thing is hot, your hand would have left, because by default the brain has been wired over the years genetically to do some certain kind of actions without even properly concluding the decision. So if you touch a hot iron by mistake, your brain tells your hand, if it doesn't, there's, there's central nervous system, there's peripheral nervous system, there's autonomic nervous system. Even before your brain can process that this iron is hot, it has already removed the hand. So it's by the time you remove the hand, that's when you even start feeling the hotness, because your brain is now catching up to the PNS, the peripheral nervous system in your body, that has already removed the hand even before you thought about it. So it gets to a point of addiction where your brain now accepts that by default we need this thing. It's not a matter of what we want or how we even feel. We need it. If we need to sleep well this night, you must bring this cocaine to us. I heard a very sad story. See, God, help me this night. See, let me tell you, there's no benefit to addiction. I promise you. If you're somebody you are drinking, you're smoking, or you're even attempting it, if you can, please leave it this night. I promise you. I had a very sad story that really broke me in many ways. Nobody wakes up one day and decides to be an addict. Nobody. I've not seen somebody that wakes up one day and decides that I want to be an addict to drinking. I want to be a drunkard. I want to be addicted to crack or cocaine. Nobody. I've not seen one. I've not met one. However, people are addicted to these things every day. Now, this was the story of a particular lady. I don't know whether she was forced into it or however, but she got into cocaine and drugs, all of that. It got to a point where she practically couldn't live with those drugs. She would do everything in her power to be able to get those fixes, because at this time now, there's a point where it's just refreshment. It gets to a point where it becomes fixed. That's why they call it, I need to get my fix. It's no longer a matter of what you want or what you don't want. It's now a fix. You need it for your life to be fixed at that point. You need it to be stable, to think clearly. That's why many musicians, they need to drink or go high before they're able to function or sing well. You understand? Back to my story. So this particularly, she got addicted. And at a point, she was even living in what they call a bunk. Now, this is the place where, people that are addicted, to all manner of things just go. They stay there, they drink. They have people that come there to give them cocaine. They buy, they look raggedy, wear rags. All they do is just wake up in the morning, smoke, take crack, cocaine, sleep, wake up, eat, poo, sleep, take cocaine again. That's just the life. So at a point there, she got pregnant. She got pregnant in the bunk there, and then gave birth in the bunk there. She got pregnant in the bunk and then gave birth there. And then her baby at this time was just a few months old, maybe 2-3 months old. And the person that is telling this story was somebody who was also in that bunk with them. He also was an addict. He also was addicted to cocaine and all of that. And somebody, I don't know who, probably they were looking for children and they couldn't have children. So they sent somebody who sells cocaine to go to the bunk. The guy got there and this lady needed her fix, like terribly. It got so bad that she couldn't just function perfectly without it. And the guy that was selling the cocaine, told the lady, I mean, you don't have any money. If you don't have money, nothing for you. And the lady, and he now asked her, unless you give me your baby, unless you sell the baby for me, give me the baby and I give you cocaine. Now, the guy that was telling the story himself used to be an addict. Okay, this story I'm telling is on YouTube. You can go watch. It's a public. I can't remember the name, but I think the guy's name is David or something. But you go watch. It's on YouTube. Just type David story on addiction or something like. But I think his name is David. You hear the story I'm telling you fully. And he told the lady He thought, because he was there when the whole thing was happening, it was like, at this point, this is your child. This child is just 1 month, a bit 2 months old. He's not even at that point. In fact, you should even slap the guy. I mean, what do you mean? Because of cocaine, you want to collect my baby? Are you mad or something? This is the point where you should, sense should tell you, I mean, what's going on? Why would you even have the mind to ask me for my baby just because of cocaine? Are you mad? Share that this lady in tears sold this baby just for a fix for her day. The addiction moved from just emotion. It started controlling her mind to a point where it became a matter of will. It became a matter of life and death, because there's a point comes in addiction where it feels like life. If it feels like if you don't do it, if you don't take it, you will die. At that point, now it has transited from your emotions to your mind. It is now controlling your will as much as you possibly can. I beg you, I'm pleading with everyone on this call this night. Please forgo anything that has their power to become an addiction in your life, because only thing addiction does is destroy, nothing else. As much as you possibly can, everything that has the power to addict you in life, please leave it. This is one of the worst mistakes that you can make as regards destiny, as regards success, that you will live your entire life regretting. Please, I'm pleading, forgo addictions. It never ends well. It steals your time, it steals your energy, it steals your productivity. Every good thing you should be doing, addiction can take it away from you. And like I said, nobody wakes up one day and decides that this is what I want to do with my life. And let me tell you how we are deceived. Many of the people that you see online, many of the celebrities, so-called celebrities that you see every day, because I know somebody here might be asking, what of all these guys that just carry cocaine up and down? Nothing, they look okay, nothing is happening to them, they look fine. They wear good clothes, they talk well, they behave well. What you don't understand is that the fact that you are even seeing them constantly, every time they're on TV, they either have a drink in their hand or they have a smoke in their hand, tells you that they are actually no longer functioning by the energy, by their five senses. Most of them are not by default. Now, it has moved from being a matter of emotions. It has moved past emotions. They have moved past their mindset. It is now become a matter of will. That's the only way they can function. Now, that's why I said that many people you call celebrities are actually very foolish. There are people that, most of them, what they need from us is prayers. They don't need likes and follows. They don't need comments. What they need is prayers, because most of them are living a very terrible life. Luckily for them, they have money to mask it, to make it look like all is well. But if you can have a private time with these individuals and they tell you what is really going on behind the scenes, you see that they need prayers. They need a lot of help. Now, I used to have this. How many of you know here, Lil Wayne? This, at a point in my life as a teenager, that guy used to be my icon. If I was showing my wife, sometime last year, his recent pictures, I told him that you wouldn't believe that this guy was my mentor one time at a point in my life. We just laughed about it. You understand? Now, I mean, respect to whatever it is he's doing in life and all of that. But at the point, I wish I didn't call his name, because what I wanted to say now. But however, just avoid addictions. Okay, I wanted to say something now, but I shouldn't have called his name. I would have just said it and maybe just share the story. But there's a part of his life I got to find out later that, I mean, I was just wondering, I mean, at what point, why was I even in any way, what was appreciative of this kind of lifestyle in the first place? Okay, but I pray, I assure you, many of the people that you see on TV, celebrities, music stars, actors, every day you see them, they always have a drink in their hand, they always have a smoke in their hand. Trust me, they should be pitied. They are not, it's not a lifestyle to envy, it's a lifestyle to pity and sincerely pray for them, because some of them, they need those things to be able to sleep at night. Which kind of life are you living that you need a substance to be able to sleep, you need a substance to be able to wake up? What sort of life is that? I don't know why somebody will appreciate that kind of life, where you can't function normally unless you either sleep with sleep with a lady or sleep with a man, if reverse is the case. What sort of life is that? I mean, what sort of life is that? Okay, but let's move on. Let's round up because I want to get to 5. So let's go. Number four. If this makes sense, type addictions on the chat, on the comment section. Type addiction on the comment section. Let's move to number four. I need to move now because I need us to end this live session by at least 8:30. So I need to get to number 5 at least. We've done number 1, living a life without purpose. That's the first mistake. Number 2, focusing too much on your weaknesses. Number 2. Then number 3, playing with addictions. Let's move to number 4. Number 4. All right, let's go. So number 4, building wrong expectations of life. Now this one is a life changer on many levels. I'm telling you, it can change your life for good, it can change your life for bad. Now, the reason why this is what I'm saying, this particular one is very important, is because you need to understand that what you see or what you experience in life is a product of what you expect out of life. If you expect that life should be harsh to you, life will be harsh. If you expect that life should be soft to you, life will be soft. Now, expectation in this sense is not just wish, is not wish, is not mere wish. When I say building wrong expectations of life, I don't mean wishing, because when people expect something, they take an action towards that expectation. If I'm expecting that maybe I ordered something from Temu, every time I see a Temu email, what do? I check it. For instance, now I mistakenly played around with Temu. Those guys have not left me since last year. Every day at least 2 emails from Temu, and trust me, I don't check them. I just, once I see Temu Pia, I move. I move. But if I ordered something from Temu, every time I see an email from Temu, what do you think I'll do? I'll check it. So your expectations of life usually determines what your actions are. If you're somebody who has wrong expectations of life, it will show your actions. It will show in the way you talk. It will show in the things you do. It will show in the kind of people you relate with. It will show in the kind of places you go. It will show in the kind of things you watch. The day I discovered that this my life must not be a small life, it changed the kind of people I follow. You won't believe, at the point in my life, there was a point in my life where if you look at, maybe I watch YouTube, maybe you look at my YouTube history, at a point in my life, you only see 3 names there. Only 3. I didn't care how many people were uploading videos on YouTube. You only see those 3 people. Those are the only things I watch. Those are the only people I follow. Because my expectations of life was shaping the kind of things I was listening to and the kind of people I'm following. When I see people follow everybody, you are following everybody that coughs, you are following. I just know that you have very terrible expectations about life. Especially people who are not living the kind of life that you desire to live. You find out that your expectation. See, let me tell you, it's the people that you follow that can give us the best insight about what you're expecting in your life at the end of the day. I'm telling you. So when you have wrong expectations, you have wrong results. And sometimes you won't blame people, because some people is a matter of background. That's how they grew up. That's how, where they found themselves, the kind of families they found themselves shaped them to expect life. Maybe let's say you come from a very poor family. When you ask your dad about money, he's asking you, is money growing on trees? Those kind of things has a way to shape your mindset, to make you to begin to see that life should be small, that life should be a matter of hustle and tussle for money. One of the things I'm thankful to God for, in fact, I lost my dad when I was 15 years old. And the more I get older in life, the more I miss him. As at when I lost him, I was 15 years old, like I said. Of course, I felt like, my dad died, but I didn't really feel it. I remember when I was getting to 20, 21 years old, when I began to like ask serious questions, because I wanted to, like, I think everybody wants to be a success. You want to leave your mark in the sands of time. That was when I began to miss my dad. I began to miss the fact that this man would have taught me a lot. There's a lot this man would have taught me, because my dad was a very wealthy man, like very, very, very wealthy. You understand? The house I grew up in had 16 rooms, 16 rooms, very big mansion. Okay. So there was a lot I would have learned from him. And from the time my dad died, we kept getting poorer and poorer and poorer and poorer progressively. Every year we get poorer. Every year we get poorer, because some of his properties we are just selling just to stay afloat. You understand? Just to be well. You understand? So at the time when I was, 20, 21, 22, like I barely, like I needed a mentor, like my life depended on it, because it really did. I wanted somebody to tell me, how do you become a success in life? How do you really come to a point where you are you are fulfilling destiny and at the same time living the best of your life? Now, remember the definition of, when I say success now, don't forget the definition of success I gave initially when I started. Okay. Success simply means you're fulfilling destiny. Okay. So I need somebody to really tell me what it takes to really fulfill destiny. That was when I began to miss my dad. I began to find out that, many of the things that was an advantage at some point was because of that mentality I grew up with. Having grown up in a place where I didn't need to like struggle, I didn't need to, when I mean struggle now, in the sense of I didn't see money as something that I need to go and kill myself for. I naturally expected abundance. I naturally expected abundance. I naturally believed that at some point in my life, I will have the kind of house that my dad has. I naturally believe that at a point in my life, I'll have a car. It's not a prayer point, because my eyes have seen it, and because that's the environment I grew up with. It was not hard. It was not hard, kind of, to believe that this is what my life should also be like. I heard a pastor saying that, this particular pastor, I'll call his name because I mean it's something positive. This pastor Aaron, he was sharing a story where he said that one of the reasons why things are easy for him, fast going, he's moving very fast, is because he joined Winners Chapel as a teenager, when he was small. And as a teenager, your pastor is driving, flies a private jet, has a private jet, has, churches in all around the world. He said by default, that's he didn't have to, pray to, have that kind of mindset, because that's what he grew up with. He grew up saying that miracles are happening in church. That means miracles should happen in church. He grew up believing, these things naturally. There was no, by default, he just grew up in it. And today, hundreds of churches around the world, he's doing well, excellently well in ministry and everything, simply because by default, he had that default background that shaped him. You understand? That gave him the default expectations he has about life. So the kind of environment you hang around, the kind of people you hang around, the kind of environment you have around yourself kind of shapes what your expectations of life are. Now, that's why you see when people make statement like rich people don't like poor people, it's not like rich people don't like poor people. It's just that poor people have a particular mentality and expectations they have about life. So by default, that expectation of life, when you match it with how a rich person is thinking, you find out that is not fitting. The way you are thinking and the way I'm thinking is not the same. So it's not like rich people, because most people just have them. It's really poor people. Now, sorry, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not insulting poor people. You understand? But and poverty in this sense now is, I'm trying to say that poverty is a mindset. You understand? Mindset, of course, it has physical representations, which is you don't have money, you don't have cash. Okay, so by default, there's a way you think, And when you come close to rich people, you find out that you are talking north, they are talking south. So there's disparity. So that's why you see the rich always like to be among the rich. They love to be among themselves. When you see Dangote is in a meeting, he's with $10. Dangote is going to this one, he's, with his fellow rich people. You understand? Because that's the way they think by default. You understand? That's the way, God, see my son at the background. Come, Mary, come and carry this boy. So by default, there's a way they think. There's a way rich people think. There's a way rich people think. Don't worry, my son, I'm coming here. Please close that door. So there's a way rich people think. Okay. And by default, poor people think the opposite of it. You understand? So that's why it looks as if rich people don't like poor people. It's not really true. It's just that the mindset, there's disparity in the mindset. And your expectations of life will determine what your actions are, the kind of actions you take, the kind of things you do. Now, I had this story. Let me tell you 2 stories. I read 2 stories in school that changed my life a lot. A lot. These stories, I read them from, what's this man's name? John C. Maxwell's 17 indispensable qualities of a leader. I don't know why they stopped printing that, because my own got missing. I looked for that book. I couldn't see it again. I don't know whether it's still in the market. Either 17 and 21 indispensable qualities, not indispensable laws of leadership. Oh, I know that one. Don't tell me indispensable qualities of a leader. Now, he mentioned in that book that there was this set of engineers, this company, they produce cars. So they wanted to produce a particular kind of car that does a particular kind of thing. Probably, I don't know, a particular kind of engine that they wanted to produce, and the engine will be able to do certain kind of things. So they called experts. The experts came. The experts, told them to give them time. They went in, did analysis, did study, read, quoted theories, the theory of dynamic motion, the theory of static motion, all the kind of theories, and they came back to the company and told the company that based on our analysis as experts, this thing you people want to do cannot be done. We cannot produce this kind of cars. And the company looked at them and told them no problem. And they left them. And this company went to fresh engineering graduates. This is a true life story. Fresh engineering graduates from, I think it's the name of university, IC, if I can remember now. Fresh graduates that don't know anything about expert, fresh graduate out from school, got them to a roundtable meeting and shared the idea with them that this is what we want to achieve, and we want to go about it. You guys should help us. Let's achieve this. Now, these guys didn't know that they called experts on this matter. They didn't have any, because they didn't tell them. Just told them that we have this idea, let's work on it. These guys, because they've not been limited by the idea of the experts, guess what? They told them we can do it. And guess what? They did it. Because they were free from that mindset. They were free from that limiting mindset that had been postulated already by the experts. If they had told them that experts have said that we cannot do it, they would have said, I beg, if expert don't talk, we know if you do. But guess what? Because they believed that it was possible. Nobody told them that it was not possible. They believed it was possible. And then they did it. Went ahead and did it. This is a true life story. There's another story I read about the bumblebee. How many of you know of the bumblebee? Bumblebee is the bee that has big body but very small wings. Somebody said, I think it was Joe Austin that mentioned that. He said that scientifically speaking, by reason of science, that's science. By reason of science, that's when you study the law of upthrust, the law of gravity, that the bumblebee should not be able to fly because the wings and the wingspan, the length of the wings, the weight of the wings should not be able to carry the body of the bumblebee. But guess what? The bumblebee is flying. Why is he flying? Because he doesn't know that his wings cannot carry him. So he just flaps the wing and flies. The day the bumblebee will realize that these wings should not be able to carry me, oh, that's the day that flight will end. Your expectations of life will determine what your reality is. That's what I'm saying. What your expectations of life is would always, emphasis on always, determine what your outcomes, what your reality would be of life. Now, let me tell you something. I see my friend Apostle Daniel. Good to see you. I see Vitalis also. Odis, good to see you. I see some very familiar people here, from amazing people. Thank you guys for joining. Apostle Dan, I greet you special. All right, so there's another story I heard. Now, there was this particular company. Now, this was part of what I read from John C. Maxwell's book. So there was this particular company that they produce slippers. This was when Dunlop slippers was the in thing. I mean, when it was the in thing. So the company produced Dunlop slippers, and they were looking for marketers to take their company to remote areas and all. So they particularly had a particular particular village in India. This is a true life story now. Had a particular place in India they wanted to penetrate. So they sent a particular guy to go there, do a survey, tell us how many slippers we can ship to that place, how many people that will get the slippers, how much they are willing to pay. Let's produce for them and ship to them. So this guy went there, and when he went to the village, to his shock, nobody in the village was wearing slippers. The guy looked, nobody from the Igwe, that's from the chief, to the least person in the village, they just walk on barefoot. The guy came and told the company that these people, they don't wear slippers, so this our business, it won't work there. This our business won't go there, so there's no need. Let's just look for another place. Company sent another guy. The guy came and looked and said, when he came to the place, he saw that many of them had foot injuries. Many of them had, problems with their leg. They had injuries on their foot, on their ankle. They kept injuring themselves and all of that. He came and told the company, these are the people that need the slippers. The fact that they don't have it means that they don't know they need it. But if we're able to educate these people that they really need these slippers, they will buy it. And guess what? They went there, and that's where they made the highest of sales. Your expectations would always shape your reality. The first guy didn't expect. In his mind, they don't need it, so there's no need to sell. The other guy went and had a different mindset, said they need it, that's why we have to sell to them. And they ended up penetrating that village, and that's where they made the highest of their sales. Expectations would always shape reality. Don't play with what you're expecting in life. And when I mean expecting, the kind of actions you are taking consciously, those are what expectation is, not what is in your mind. Let me say this again. When I say expect, I don't mean I expect to be rich one day. That's not what I'm saying. Expectations means that by the time you look at the actions you are taking in real time, what you do when you wake up, that's what you're expecting. What you do when you go out, the kind of people you go to meet. If all your friends are always talking down on money, saying that rich people are wicked, rich people are, see, that's what you're actually expecting. Even if inside your mind, you're seeing yourself as a billionaire, as a zillionaire, as the next Jeff Bezos of our time, and your friends, all your friends are constantly kind of like calling them wicked people, demonic people, rich people. You can't get rich in this world without soiling your hands. So that is what you're actually expecting, because that's the real sample of your expectations. When you're doing research in school, in your final year, they tell you go and do research. You do sample collection. When you do sample collection of what you are doing every single day of your life, that's actually what your expectations are. The kind of food you eat is your expectation. It came to a point in my life. Let me tell you, it came to a point in my life. There was a time in my life where I didn't mind. I take anything. I drink anything. When I mean drink, I mean soft drink, Coca-Cola, anything. I don't care. They say don't take too much sugar for where me. Anything. If it's yogurt I want, I take yogurt. If it's Ribena, anything I want, I take. Well, it came to a point I came to understand that, I mean, this my life I'm living now is different from what I have inside my head. Because inside my head I want to live long, but on ground I'm eating rubbish. I had to tell myself, I mean, no more, no more. I just woke up one day and that was it. Like, see, one of these days I'll do a thing on the power of decisions. That's another thing I'll have to do on this school of wisdom. The power of decisions. See, the day you decide something, oh God, decisions are powerful. I'm telling you. Like many times I'll try it, I will fall. Because almost every day, there's this supermarket that is, that is on my route back from the office, a banner supermarket. So it's on the road. If I'm coming back from the office, it's just by the right. So most of the time, indeed, that's my evening routine. I come in, drive in, buy things, shop, buy drinks, all kind of drinks, buy, stock all of them inside my fridge. I just woke up. I'll say I'll stop. Before I know it, the drink will hungry me again. No, there's this one I used to like, Ceres. You know what I mean? No, it's a bottle wine. It's a wine actually. Very nice Ceres drink. Very costly, but then I every day I can take like two every day. I mean, every evening I'll go buy it, stock my fridge. If you come to my house, any wine you choose. If you want yogurt, I give you. You want pure heaven, I give you. Any one, I had all of them. So I'll say I'll stop, I'll try. I'll The next day I'll go back by and now I just woke up one day. I just knew I've had enough. There was no, because prior to then I've been listening to the effects of too much sugar on your body, and as that then my body is always feeling weak because there was probably, I don't know, maybe excess sugar, I don't know now, but then I was constantly very weak, and I'm always feeling sleepy. I just woke up one day and said, that's all. I'm done. Like, I am done. I went to Ibano that day consciously. I passed there. I passed where they are selling the drink. I was looking at it and telling myself inside, no more. You, this drink, no more in this house. That was how I entered, though. I'm telling you the truth. Yes, Apostle Dan is saying, so expectation is action based, just not mere wishes. Exactly what I'm saying. Is the actions that you're taking that will tell us what you're expecting. It's not what you're wishing inside your mind. It's the actions you are taking that will tell us what you. If you say you'll be a president of Nigeria one day and all you're doing is watching Nigerian movies morning to night, Oga, that's what you expect. You're expecting to be a Nigerian movie star, or maybe to bump into limelight by mistake or by acting or something. So that's your real. The real expectation is in what you are doing. Yeah, I said, look, somebody saying looking it eyeball to eyeball. I was looking at the drink eyeball to eyeball. I say, you no more in my house. You can't come to my house again. And that was it though. If you come to my fridge now, I just bottle water only, nothing else. And guess what? I feel finer, I feel stronger, I feel better. That's the power of decisions. So final one now before we go. Final. Let's go. Before we go, like I said, we'll have to have part two. Obviously, it's very obvious now because I have 10 mistakes that you must not make. Number 5, which is almost the worst of the bunch, is having entitlement mentality. Now, this is the worst. You see, entitlement mentality, it will wreck you. It will destroy you. I promise you. Now, what do I mean entitlement mentality? Entitlement mentality is to believe that anybody outside of yourself owes you anything as regards the fulfillment of your destiny. Now, when I mean anybody, I mean anybody. Both your mother, your father, your wife, your brother, your sister. As regards destiny, remember the definition of destiny. It means that you are fulfilling purpose. It means that you're currently working towards the fulfillment of your destiny, towards the fulfillment of doing that which God has created you to do. Sorry, guys, my light is going off. Sorry, I need to put on my avatar is going down now. Just give me 1 minute. Let me fix that. I'll be back. Just one. Don't go anywhere. 30 seconds. I'll be back. All right. All right, I'm back. Sorry, guys. I needed to put on the generator. Um my inverter was down. All right. All right. So we're back. Back. So entitlement mentality. Now, this is the worst that you can have. Now, this is the mentality that any somebody somewhere owes you something. Now, when it comes to the fulfillment of your destiny, there is this statement I want you to always remember: God will never put a resource needed for your destiny in the hands of somebody who will not give it to you. Let me say this again: God will never put the resources needed to fulfill your destiny in the hand of somebody who will not give it to you. Now, this does not mean that you don't need people. Of course, you need relationship. A part of what I'll teach today, part of what I have is related to relationship. Part of the mistakes that I must not make is related to relationships. Okay. Now, this is not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that you don't need anybody to fulfill destiny. What I'm trying to say is that God will not allow somebody who would totally deprive you of a resource you need to fulfill your destiny. God will never put that resource in their hand. Because, like I said, the two people that have the power to make or destroy you when it comes to destiny is you and God. In which case, God is not a factor because he will not be your maker and your destroyer at the same time. So the only person that has the power to destroy or make your life is yourself. And the only thing that can destroy you worse than that is to have entitlement. That means you have moved. That means you have moved from expecting that it's only you and God that can change your life to expecting that somebody else can. If somebody can make you, that means they also have the power to destroy you. If there's anybody living or dead who has the power that can hit his hand and say that I made you, that means that that person has the power to also destroy you. Only you should have that power to make that statement in your life. Only nobody else should have the power to make that statement that I made you. It's only you. And when you're making that statement, of course, obviously, giving glory to God, of course. All right. Some people are pitching business on the comment section. All right, so you must not have entitlement mentality. It has destroyed people and is still destroying people. There are some people that don't believe that they have what it takes. They believe that their power. That's why you see people overrate destiny helpers. There is some, especially here in Africa, people overrate destiny helpers. Now, don't downplay their power, but however, don't overrate them. They believe that there's somebody somewhere that will just come, take them out of poverty, change their life, give them wife to marry, give them car, change their life, upside down. While that is good, let me remind you that destiny helpers can also be people that need your help. There are people that destiny help us in my life that I've been the one giving them money all my life, but they are my destiny helper. There are people in my life that have helped me to get access to the kind of people, right people that I need in my life, that are my destiny helpers. That I'm the one practically sponsoring them, but they're my destiny helpers. So don't feel like a destiny helper is somebody who is always bigger than you, better than you, has more resources than you. That's not true. A destiny helper is somebody who is vital to every next level of your destiny. Vital to the next level of your destiny. Maybe, for instance, now you enter a company, and by the time you get to the gate, maybe you're going for a job application. You get to the gate, and it's already the what's it called now? The interview is ending by 4 p.m. and you're there by 4:30, and you meet the gate man, and the gate man tells you that everybody has gone, no, that they're even closing. But however, because I like you, come, let me take you to the MD, let him interview himself. And the gate man takes you to the MD, and the MD helps you. 20 years later, you are now the owner of that company. You are changing lives, you're traveling around the world, touching lives, changing lives, blessing people. You have everything that pertains to life and godliness. Who is your destiny helper? Tell me. Is he the MD or the gate man? I mean, that's something to think about. All right. So destiny helpers are not people who, they must not be richer than you for them to be your destiny helper. A destiny helper can be somebody who constantly even needs your own help. But as you're helping the person, you're having access to some things. You're having access to people, you're having access to knowledge, you're having access to wisdom. You understand? So don't overrate destiny helpers. Don't have that mentality that there is somebody out there. I know people whose entitlement is to their parents. They believe that my father did not help me. Just because my father did not help me, I mean, my life would go sideways. I heard a story, a true life story of two children. Their dad was a drunkard. So their dad was a drunkard. He was verbally abusive to them, physically abusive to them, and he comes back every night without fail, drunk. Many years later, one of the children came out, was a very wealthy man, very rich, very notable in the society, making a lot of impact. The other one, his more like his twin brother, was an addict, addicted to drinking, addicted to all manner of things. So they interviewed the one that was a drunk. I was like, why? Why did your life turn out this way? Are you not seeing your brother? He was like, it's because of my father. Because my father was, a drunk. All I saw him doing was drink morning to night. All he's doing was drink. So I learned drinking from my father. So they interviewed the brother the following day and asked his brother, why are you a success? What happened? What changed? Why are you not like your brother who is a drunkard? And guess what his answer is? He said, my father. He said, I saw my father, I saw him as a drunk. Every day he woke up, drinks morning to night, comes back every day drunk, abuses us, physically, emotionally. And I made up my mind I will not be like my father. The same father, two different outcomes in their children. Why? Because one was entitled, the other one was not. One was entitled to the fact that my father should have done this thing for me. He didn't teach me. He didn't teach me how to go out and feed myself. He didn't teach me how to go out and fend for myself. He didn't give me the right education. But then I was like, no, even though this man would have, is a drunk, he didn't give me everything I wanted, but it's me. It's only me that can make or destroy myself. And he took his destiny by himself, by his hand, and changed it. You understand? So never have entitlement mentality. It kills, it destroys. Things you should do for yourself, you will not be doing because it believes that somebody else should do it for you. I've seen this destroy people, and I've seen it also make people. Let me tell you a very funny story. When I got born again, as at when I was 2021, if my mom was on this corner, she will verify this, and I'm telling you. As at when I began to look back, and I found out that, the only assets we had in the family was the only things my dad bought. His shops, his landed properties, his buildings. Those were only things we have as assets. We didn't have any cash producing business as a family. I found out that at the end of the day, somehow, probabilities are that there will be a lot of dependence on this asset, maybe to sell it and get money or something like that. As at when I was 21 year old, I went to my mom and told my mom that whatever my dad has, I will never need it. If my mom was on this corner, she will verify this, and I'm telling you, at 21 years old, I told her that whatever my dad has in this life, I'll have my own. I'll not need anybody's money in this house. She was looking at me, young. What gives giving you this kind of audacity? I took responsibility. I told her that I'll not need anything my father has to make me. Never, I'll not need it. And trust me, I've not needed the dime from my father's properties, from my father's assets for anything in my life. I've never needed, as a matter of I need it. No, I've not. Not once. Everything at by God's grace I've been able to build today, I can tell you, is a product of me working towards it. There's none that has been ever hand me down from anywhere. So mentality matters a lot. If you have an entitlement mentality, it destroys. You just keep it. And see, let me tell you the worst thing about entitlement mentality. It never stops. It never stops. It never ends in my father. If you blame your father, trust me, one day you blame the government. If you blame the government, trust me, one day you blame your friends. If you blame your friend, trust me, one day you blame your wife, you blame your husband. It never ends. Is a mentality. It's not an entitlement to someone. It's a mentality. It's a mentality that makes you feel that somebody is always owing you something. So even a marriage, even when you finally find yourself in marriage, you feel like maybe you're a lady, you feel like your husband owes you something. If you're a man, you feel like your wife owes you something. that there's something that they need to give you or do for you that is vital for the fulfillment of your destiny. No, there's nothing like that. So you must destroy entitlement mentality. It never ends well, I promise you. So if there is any part of your life that you are not seeing result, it's time to do what? Take responsibility. See, Bishop Oyedepo made a statement where, he said they asked him a question. They were interviewing him, so they asked him, "How are you able to, keep up with your schedule? You work 18 hours a day. You're always on the run. You're always on the move. You are doing what? What kind of drugs do you take? What do you take to make you to be able to be agile 24/7?" To do the things you are doing, to achieve the things you are doing. What are you taking? Bishop just said, I take responsibility. See, let me tell you, the day you take responsibility for your life, a lot of things will change. I promise you. A lot of the things you're tolerating, you will stop tolerating them. A lot of the people that are denying you of the kind of access you should have, you stop tolerating them. The day you take responsibility, the day you wake up and tell yourself, enough is enough, and take responsibility for your life. I'm glad. I'm most happy today that I took responsibility at 18. Now, I would have loved that I took it earlier. I wish I know the things I knew now, maybe 14, 15. I didn't know. You understand? So from the age of probably 14 to like 18 I got pretty exposed very early. You understand? Because like I said, we had access to, we had some form of access. You understand? But when it comes to homeliness, that kind of, we didn't have it. Unlike what my wife and I were having a discussion, we're trying to explain why the society is that terrible as it is today. And I told her that when I was small, when I come back from school, nobody cares about my location up until 7 p.m., 8 p.m. So I can literally wander the whole streets, go anywhere I like, come back. So, if you live that kind of life, you get pretty exposed very early. So I'm not the kind of person, I didn't grow up in that family where they lock you upstairs morning to night. You are not going anywhere. No, I go everywhere I like. You understand? That was how I was brought up. You understand? Because at then there was nothing like kidnapping. All those things were on the minimal. So as at then, I go anywhere. Once I come back from school, if I like, I come back by 8 p.m. provided I sleep in the house that night. Most importantly, you understand? So with that, you get exposed pretty early. So I got exposed. That's how I got into drinking. You understand? Tried smoking a few times. Got into marijuana, which almost ruined my life. You understand? So why you live that kind of life? You get pretty exposed very early. All right. So, however, the day I gave my life to Christ, read some things, became responsible for my life, that was the day I said, no, no more. And I'm happy I knew some of these things earlier, or some of these things happened for me very early. I started building my own personal library at the age of 18. I started consciously buying books with my money, consciously. As at when I was finishing school in 500 level, I had read 250 books, over 250 books, ranging from different topics of life: leadership, vision, marriage, relationship, money, business. I don't need when you call like research per se to do a presentation. For instance, now, for those of you that don't know, this is the only thing I have here. This is the only thing I have here for this training, which is the list 1 to 10. Nothing else. This is the only thing. I don't need to do a research to talk on what I'm telling you because I have it inside. I've read enough, I've listened enough, I've researched enough for me to be able to. I've been talking for 1 hour, 45 minutes now. If you give me another 3 hours, I'll still be talking. And trust me, I'll have something to say. And you won't get bored. Because it's inside of me. I took out the time to put this information inside of me, inside of my mind, inside of my heart. So I just need this list 1 to 10, and that's all. Once I have this, I can go on and on and on and on and on. And see, I'm not even able to do 1 to 10. I have to end at 5 now because of the time. You understand? So it's the kind of investment you have in yourself that tells you the kind of a mentality you have. The day you take responsibility, that's the day you find out that you don't need any other person to make or destroy your life. It's just you or God. Those are the two people that can destroy you. So you need to destroy entitlement mentality before. No, the government does not owe you anything. The government owes you nothing. It's human beings that build cities, that build nations. It's not government. Go and look. Go and there's a documentary I want you guys to watch. It will change your life. I promise you. See, this is an assignment from me to you. Go and look for a documentary called "The Men That Built America." See, if you consider me a mentor in your life, please do this. And I'm telling you, go and watch that documentary. The Men Who Built America is a 5-part document. Each one is like maybe 1 hour, 30 minutes, or 2 hours. The Men That Built America. There are 5 parts. Please go and watch them. It will shift your mindset about a lot of things. You'll find out that it's not human beings, not governments that build nations. It's human beings like you and I. It's human beings like you that build nations. So don't expect the government. Nigeria is bad. Yes, Nigeria is bad. However, Nigeria will not determine when I eat. See, let me tell you, the more I've never for once, I was having a discussion with my wife the day before yesterday, and I said that truly, when I look back at my life, I've never wanted to eat something or desired something that I didn't have. You understand? There is nothing I would say that is a need that I need, and I wanted to do it, but I didn't do it because there was no money to do it. I've never had that one thing. If there's nothing, unless I've not needed it. But if it's a need in my life, I promise you, the supply will meet me. I'm telling you the truth. If it's a need, that is, I need this thing for life and godliness, and I leave this thing for fulfillment of my destiny, I promise you, I will do it. And I will do it excellently well. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. This is my final charge to you guys this night. Take responsibility. Nobody owes you nothing. Nobody owes you nothing. Take responsibility. Whatever it is that God has put inside of you, go out there. Take charge of it. Don't let anybody deny you of what you are, deny you because you're expecting anything from them. Let me make that statement I started with again. God will never put a resource required for your destiny in the hands of somebody who will not give it to you. If they are not giving it to you, means it's not a requirement that you need from them. It means that it's not part of your resources of destiny. If it's part of it, if God knows that you need this thing for you to be able to fulfill your destiny, He will give it to you. He will not put it in the hand of somebody who will deny you that thing. All right? All right. Hope you guys have been blessed this night. All right. So if you've gotten anything, please type on the comment section. Let me know you guys have gotten something. Let's go. We are rounding up now. We are done. Okay. I'll announce the day for the next the day we'll have the part 2. Like I said, we're not able to finish the 10 mistakes. We'll have to do a part 2 of this series. I'm hoping to do it next week, so that I don't do it next month, because next month might be a bit busy. I'll be in Lagos. We have an event that we're organizing in Lagos, and approaching the event I might be a bit busy here and there. So I want to do that training. Hopefully by next week, God helping me, I'll do it next week. All right. So if you've gotten value from tonight's meeting, let me know on the chat. Let me know if you've learned. I want you to write, what is the one takeaway you have from this night? Just write one. Just one. What is your best takeaway from tonight? What is that one thing that you've heard this night that is life-changing for you? So please let me know, what's that one thing you've learned this night that is life-changing to you? What is that one thing that you've learned this night that is most valuable to you? Okay. And what are you going to do after now? Let's do that in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes. It's already 9 o'clock. I guess exactly 2 minutes after 9. I'll say good night and then move. You bite it, you chew it. Another way of saying take responsibility. Fantastic. I'm more blessed. More than blessed. Thank you. Okay. Come on, keep the comments coming. Addiction destroys morals. Fantastic. Henry says addiction destroys morals. Joseph Okafo says you bite it, you chew it. Another way of taking responsibility. And my beloved wife says value overload. Pastor Dan says the men that built America. Joshua says God won't place your destiny in the hands of those who won't help you. Fantastic. So keep it coming, keep the comments coming at exactly In 1 minute, I'll say good night, and then we'll continue the comment section. So one thing I want you to guys to do for me is to go on the WhatsApp group, and whatever it is you've learned, please type it on the WhatsApp group. Okay, on the Wisdom Bank Mentorship WhatsApp group, go on there, whatever it is you've learned, let people know you've learned something this night, so that they will be encouraged to join by the time we do part 2, and to also watch the replay of this video. So this video will still be up here on YouTube for you to watch as many times as you possibly can. So I'll leave this video here on this YouTube channel, so you can always click the link and watch it anytime you want, as many times as you would love to. All right. Okay. So Apostle Daniel says God will never put the things that are required for destiny in the hands of people that will deprive you of them. Good. So, aka, no man is strong enough to stop you from fulfilling destiny. When somebody looks at you and tells you, because of me, you will never make it, go and sleep. That is a rubbish threat. That's a threat that doesn't hold water. When somebody looks and say you will not make it, just go and sleep. Don't worry. No, you don't need to even pray long prayer. Okay, just go and sleep. Is a rubbish prayer. Nobody is that strong in this life to say that you will not make it. That's a statement that should even provoke you to strike them dead in the spirit. Nobody has that kind of power, I promise you. Nobody has that power to tell you that because of you, because of them, you will not make it in life. That's not. It's only God that can make that statement in your life. Only God. No man in this world has the right to make that kind of statement to you. Okay? Work on your weakness, focus on your strength. All right, so that's it. Thank you guys. I love you guys. I love doing this. I'll keep doing this, and I can't wait to see every one of us here shining and feeling the best of our destiny. So let me pray for you. Father, in the name of Jesus, I pray for everyone here. I ask the Lord for your grace upon everybody's life here. I ask the Lord for your wisdom. I ask the Lord that your mighty hand will continue to keep them, continue to preserve them. That everything we've taught tonight, we ask the Lord for grace to put them into action, that it will bear fruits in their life, that in years to come, they will see and hear testimonials from what we have heard and we shared tonight. And it will be a blessing to make impact in their lives. And through those impact, they will touch lives, they will touch the society, and they will fulfill destiny. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ. All right. Thank you so much. Trade from table. All right. Good night, everyone. Love you guys. See you guys on the WhatsApp group. Good night. Bye for now.